And welcome back, team members, to the first Saturday of the period team-wide meeting for period 145. I'm Fred Holmes. I'm an independent distributor with ZG International, and I endorse this message. So we've just come back. For those of you that are on the replay, we just wrapped up our new distributor training for Saturday morning. Took a little break. Now we're going to go into our, once every 4 weeks, first Saturday of the period team meeting. And if you didn't do so already, I encourage you to go back and listen to the training that we did here earlier this morning, because it talks about exactly why it's so important. The next 90 days are so important in your ZJ career. And I'm not talking about just a 90-day window of time. I'm talking about the next 3 to 5 years can be set up in the next 90 days. And we talked specifically about what to do to set up, the next 3 to 5 years of your ZJ career. So hopefully that's enough incentive to get you to go and do that, right? For this meeting, and we're not going to take very long. I'm going to have Pat Andersen join me in just a couple of minutes. But I wanted to do this for our first Saturday period 145 because it's critical. This is the keystone or the cornerstone period, 4 weeks of the next 90 days. And there's a certain understanding you need to have, in particular, for those of you that are just getting started with ZJ, for those of you that have been around for a prolonged period of time with ZJ, there's certain things you need to understand about what's happening. Okay, and I have a unique perspective on ZJ. One, because I've been around for a long time. I believe I'll be completing my 11th year this year in ZJ. But probably even more significantly, this is not my first time. I've been with 2 previous companies, and I have a very different frame of reference, if you will, being able to see the landscape from 30,000 feet on what's going on with ZJ. It is characteristic of all companies that are able to sustain longevity. Okay, 5 years in network marketing is considered a good run with a company. ZJ International was around for a couple of years before I joined. We're well over a decade in business. We've done well over $1 billion in sales. And what you need to understand is that long-term companies go through several different stages of evolution. My very first company had a meteoric rise to success in its first 5 years, and then it had some real challenges that the management team of that company was too immature. They were too young in the industry to be able to dress effectively. And while they had 5 great years, they had 7 years following that of incredibly dismal results. And, I left that company after my first 2 years with them. The reason was I didn't have another 5 years for them to get their act together. I had to be making the money now. The second company that I transitioned to, they'd been in business for 17 years. And I was still able to get in on the beginning of their significant growth curve. And just a few years later, I was able to retire. I had the opportunity to be ahead of the curve. And I'm illustrating that because so many people think the key to success in our profession is to get in with a brand new company, be at the top of a brand new company. And that is such a mistake. I commented on our previous broadcast this morning. There was a big deal company. It was going to be the greatest, next $1 billion a year company. They're out of business. They went out of business this week. 1 year in business. Okay. ZJ International, from the very beginning, was destined to be a multi-decade, multi-generational opportunity. That has everything to do with Ken Brailsford and his track record. When I first started with ZJ, it was very clear to me it was too young, okay? But the chance to be part of a Ken Brailsford company was such a great opportunity. I was willing to go through the trial and the error and the the trials and tribulations of maturing a company. Today, we are at the place in time in the developmental stages of Zija that we were wanting to be in for the last decade. Okay, now here's what's going to happen. There will be some people that will not be able to make the changes, and I feel very, very badly about that. The fact of the matter is, you have to make a decision. Do you want to be part of the future? Change is inevitable. You cannot be a world-class company without having to upgrade your products, your compensation plan, your facilities, your management team, your leadership team to be world-class. You can't be a premier player if you're, you can't be a star football player if you're being coached by a guy that could only coach pee-wee football. Okay, that's what has been happening, and we have gone through a process of putting together so many things. The new corporate team, you need to listen to the people at the top and what they're saying about the new corporate team. Because I hear, rumors and, that sort of thing. Oh, this is not good. That's not good. I like the old Zija when I could pick up the phone and call the president of the company. I like that too. But that's old Zija. That's could only get us to where we were. To get us to where we want to be, we have to upgrade. We have to start acting like and performing like a $1 billion a year company before we become a $1 billion a year company. It will never happen otherwise. But what I wanted to do, that's my thoughts, okay? What I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring over Pat Andersen. For those of you that aren't familiar with Pat, especially you new people, Pat Andersen is part of the culture, the fabric of Zija. She's been here from the earliest days. She's one of our top earners. She's got one of the fastest growing organizations within Zija internationally. I'm going to promote you right now over to this side here, Pat Andersen. She's a Diamond Elite with the company. I cannot tell you how significant it is to have this voice. Hey, Pat. Tilt the camera down a little bit. We can only see the top of your head. There we go. Give me one second. I can't tell you how important and significant it is to have somebody at the level of Pat Andersen address you on this issue. Pat Andersen is part of our distributor advisory board. She's been part of the distributor advisory boards in the past and continues now with the new leadership council. Pat, you were on, you probably heard me talk a little bit. I might have gotten a little bit harsh, but trying to tell people or explain to folks what the significance of being with Zija today is. It's kind of like you started early on with me. We remember we had one product. It was you couldn't take it on an airplane because it was in a can, and it would the airplane pressure would make them pop sometimes, and we had nothing like that. We had a management team, I'm not talking Ken Brailsford. Ken Brailsford, he's built 2 previous companies. I'm talking about the day-to-day operations team. Honestly, they were guessing what to do. And how many times, especially I'd follow your lead. You're a real successful businesswoman. You saw things going on and you'd be just going, oh, why are we doing that? I want to hear from you, Pat, because you've seen the good, the bad, the ugly over a decade with this company. And you work on a regular basis because of your position on the distributor advisory board. You're one of, I believe, 8 top distributors that are part of that board. You work with the leadership team, the management team on a daily basis. Could you just share with the folks a little bit about what you see has been put into place for building in 2020 and maybe some thoughts on what you and your organization are doing?
Awesome. I just hope you can hear me because we just got bombarded with part of the hurricane that's going past Florida, and it's really bad outside.
Wow. Well, yeah, we can hear you. That's okay. We hear you fine.
Okay. I barely can hear because it's just coming down, but things are the best I've ever seen in our 11 years with Zija. I'm just being honest. I really love this new team. And people have to understand, like you just said a few minutes ago, no, I can't pick up the phone and call Jeremy. I don't even have Jeremy's telephone number, our CEO. And you know what? I can't pick up the phone and call the president of Amazon either. But I can still buy from Amazon. Okay, we don't have the maybe the warm and fuzzies, but that's okay. I'm after my business. I'm growing a business, and I don't, you know, I have friends outside of Zija and some people in Zija too, but I don't have to be friends with corporate to build my business. And I think it's better not to be, because you have to have some kind of a boundary between the two at times to be very effective. They need to tell me what I'm doing wrong, and I need to tell them what, you know, I see needs improvement. And if you don't have that boundary, and you can't achieve that type of you know, long-term goal. And so I really like what's happening. You know, I call them up, yes, on a daily basis, and I'm talking to the different customer care people, and you know, they're taking my suggestions and they're the ones that are giving it to Jeremy. And this is important, because it's not every Tom, Dick, and Harry calling Jeremy every 5 minutes about what we need to change in Zija. They're listening to the customer care people, and they're compiling everything, and then they have their weekly meetings and go over all the suggestions so that they're all, you know, deciding what's good for Zija and not. So Fred, in that respect, it's absolutely amazing. And I see the growth in Zija over the last 4 months. Every single month we've been growing. And if it wasn't working, trust me, we would not be growing.
You know, and you point out something that's really important, Pat, because to be a world-class company, to be a $1 billion a year company, there has to be a level playing ground so that everybody can succeed. David Moses did a Facebook Live from Israel yesterday, and I encourage all of you, if you haven't watched David's Facebook Live, go watch it. Go to, you know, David Moses, you know, on Facebook, at David Moses OTW, One Team Worldwide OTW, and look for that video, because he talks specifically about the things that we're addressing right now. And you have to understand that the only way a company like Zija can go from, you know, 100 or 200 million a year to $1 billion a year, it isn't because I'm going to do better, or Pat's going to do better, or David's going to do better. The lifeblood of our business is our brand new distributor, moving to Builder 500, to bronze, to silver, to gold. And the focus of the company has been put entirely on creating that foundation of new growth. Now, what's important about that is what's fair for a Builder 500 should be fair for you know, a Diamond Elite. And what's fair for a Diamond Elite should be fair for Builder 500. What popped into my head right now was all of our Congress people trying to figure out how to give us health care, but they're not going to get the health care we get. They're going to get their Congress health care, right? And I'm not talking politics here. I'm just saying, you know, what should be fair for the top producer should be fair for the brand new person, and vice versa.
Yes, 100%. And trust me, I have to go through the same channels. You know, people had problems maybe dealing with helping their customers out, and they had to get their customer on the line. I have to get my customer on the line. Okay, there is no no special perks for me. Now, the only thing that I get is when I get on the meetings, I know what's going to happen in the next 2 years that you don't. But Fred doesn't either. Okay, guys. I know what products are going to be launched over the next 2 years. I am ecstatic. You know, I'm a product person. And the products that I'm going to be able to get in my hands and you're going to be able to get in your hands are going to take us to that $1 billion company. I wish I could tell you. It's just like so amazing. And you need to get excited now to be able to take advantage of it when it happens.
So Pat, you have been just phenomenal with your leaders in developing. I'd say your organization, and I'm not special recognition for you, but I got just the numbers are there. Your organization seemed to have the largest number of qualifying Premier 20 and Elite 40s within any organization in the company. And maybe we can kind of, wrap up this morning's or this afternoon's team meeting with maybe 3 specific things that you would like to see everybody focus on to take the greatest advantage of the next 90 days. Because we talked on Saturday Morning News Server Training how the next 90 days can set up the next 3 to 5 years because of going into 2020 with full-blown momentum. Right now, today, for the next 90 days, what would be maybe the top 3 things that people would want to focus on?
Well, that's really, I'm going to get to that, but let me talk about this sprint to fall.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you, I was really worried going into that. I'm going, okay, I'm going to take 4 people in my organization that haven't done anything yet at all. Okay. And I'm going to really work with them. And I love all 4 of these people. They're really great ladies, but I was going to be really happy if we got the first level, 35 points. And we qualified last night at 96. And the reason why we did is it was all about rank advancing. Okay? You're going to, what I recommended, I'm going to be doing it over, I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to go into my organization of all the people that I've sponsored and say, okay, who is really going to step up this next 90 day in rank advancing? Okay, and who can we help in your team to do exactly the same thing? Because this Premier 20 and 40 is not hard. It is really simple. You look at, you can help 2 of your people to rank advance. There's 20 points. Actually, it's 22 points because you get it, or 21 points because you get an extra point for being Premier 20. So that's our job, though, isn't it, Fred? Is to help our team rank advance. So I'm not necessarily, I believe every leader needs to recruit a certain amount, but my organization is so large now worldwide, I don't really have a lot of time for that. But what I do need to do is on a daily basis, work with the people that want to increase their business and rank advance. So I'm going to take these 4 ladies that were in my sprint to fall, and I already told them, you're not done. Just because you qualified for all the bling, you're not done. You're not where you need to be. And so now we've got a Builder 1000, we've got a couple of Builder 1000s in that group, and I said, this coming period, we are going to bronze. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to set a plan, and we're going to get you to bronze. And so that's my job as a leader, is to help them get to that next rank advancement. If I do that, these are all 4 personally sponsored, I'm going to be Elite 40 again like I was last period.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly right.
So look at it that way. By helping people, you're naturally going to get it. You don't have to go out of your way. You're just doing what you should be doing in the first place, is being more interested in your people's success than yours. It is automatically going to happen. So I'm going to be busy again this month. And then, of course, I've got all the Israelis to work after, too. So it's just, it's been very, and guys, I'm going to tell you this, if I can do it, you can do it. All right? I don't have a lot of hours in the day, but I'm really effective on my time management. Set aside, I have 10 hours a week to do my business, then you're going to hear my British come out, you bloody well need to work that 10 hours, okay? No excuses. Make a big sign in front of your computer that says no excuses, and work those 10 hours. It can be 15 minutes here, half an hour there. It doesn't have to be 10 hours in a row. And in fact, I don't want 10 hours in a row because nobody's effective when they do that. But spread it throughout the week and make sure that you do it, okay? That's what I'm going to do, Fred.
Folks, let me paraphrase here. If you don't have a team, go get a new team, okay? Go find somebody who wants to get healthy, wants to make some money, have some fun, help some people. Get a few of those people. Number two, help them rank advance. Care more about your new person's success than you care about yours. Number three, be focused on your daily method of operation. Pat Andersen is truly one of the most productive people I've ever met. And just so you understand, while this is her primary business focus today, Pat still runs several other businesses. Zja's part-time. So yes, if she can do it, it can be done. Pat, listen, I really appreciate you taking time, jumping out. And so there's another hurricane in Florida?
Well, it's just going up the coast, so we're just getting some pretty heavy downpour right now.
Okay, and then I'm just going to let you guys in on a little insider stuff. When are we going to get to see a picture of your pet alligator?
Oh, he was so cute, Fred. Hey guys, yeah, Fred and I are talking on the phone here, yesterday only, and the alligator goes across in front, and I'm trying to take a picture, and I'm having to talk to Fred, and I can't take a picture at the same time.
So yes, Pat has a pet alligator. All right. Hey, thank you, Pat. Appreciate you joining us. I'll let you get back to the other side. Say hi to Jim for me.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you. Let's see. So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from one of the best. Now is the time, okay? If you've been ever wondering when is the right time to engage, let me share this with you. The right time to engage in your Zja business was last period. Okay, that was the right time. The next best time is today. This is first Saturday, day one of period 145. You have 3 periods to set up the next 3 to 5 years in Zja International. With that, we're going to go ahead and let you go. Both today's team meeting and the earlier new distributor training, they will be posted here a little bit later this afternoon on the YouTube channel. For those of you that desire to do so, go to the YouTube channel. It's www.youtube.com/Fred Holmes Zja. That's where you'll find our Biz Talks, Thursday night Biz Talks presentations. You can subscribe to the channel, get notifications, so when one's posted, you'll be able to see it. Pat Andersen does a weekly broadcast on Wednesday evenings. You can access that through her website, which is www.clubmoringa.com. And you should check that out. There's a tremendous amount of resources available to all Zja International. It's all stuff for, all organizations, as is, the things that I produce. It's for everybody. Let's see. We're going to have our regular events Wednesday evening. I believe this upcoming Wednesday will be the last of the 6-part series of trainings. You need to check those out. You can get on my newsletter if you want. Go to my website, fredholmes.com, www.fredholmes.com. Click on contact. You can add yourself to the mailing list. And let me just see if I got any last minute questions here. I think we're all good. All right, so very good, folks. Have a wonderful week. Let's make 145 the strongest period that you've ever had in your Zja career. I will see you later. Take care. Have a great rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.